Good morning, class. Today we're working on Reader's Notebook, Lesson 12, pages 177 and 178. We're going to be working on consistent tenses, and this is just a continuation. Yesterday we worked on present tense verbs and future tense verbs, and we're also going to be working a little bit with helping verbs. So consistent tense verbs means that if you're talking in past tense, then your verbs all need to stay in past tense. You wouldn't say, yesterday we will go to the carnival, because yesterday implies that it happened in the past. Will go means future tense, that it will happen. So the consistency just means that if you're talking in past tense, the verbs need to stay in past tense. If you're talking in future tense, the verbs need to stay in future tense. And if you're talking in present tense, then the verbs need to stay present tense. You don't want to get them mixed up. So it says verb tenses help readers understand when different events in a story happen. To clearly show when events take place, choose the best tense for the situation. Change the tense only when you want to show a change in time. Yesterday, we started to research our history project. Today, we make a poster for the presentation. We will complete the project next week. And so you can see how we did a progression through those sentences about what happened yesterday, what's happening today, and what will happen tomorrow. So when you're thinking, you can ask yourself, does the paragraph make sense? In the order of events, is it clear? And you can see there we went from, like I said, yesterday, which is past tense, today, present tense, to next week, which is future tense. The activity today says, read the sentences and think about the relationship between the events. Underline the verb that is wrong. Then write the correct verb. Well, let's look at number 1 together. Number 1 says, last weekend, Max finds an old diary in the attic and showed it to his mother. Well, we can see that we have last weekend, which implies past tense, and we can also see finds, which implies future tense, so that doesn't match up. And then we can see showed, which implies past tense as well. Or showed, which is past tense. So we have last weekend and showed, and what doesn't fit is find, because last weekend and showed are both past tense, and finds is present tense. To take that present tense, which is finds, and we need to change that to fit the sentence, and so that means it also needs to be past tense, and the past tense of finds is found, F-O-U-N-D, and so you're going to write the word found on the line for number 1. That way all of your verbs have an agreement and consistent tense in the past tense format. You're going to do the same thing with 2, 3, 4, and 5. And as you work through, just make sure that they're all consistent. You're choosing whatever best matches that sentence and getting all of your verbs into past tense, present tense, or future tense, whichever one applies to that sentence. Go ahead and pause your video here and finish out 2 through 5 on your own. And when you're ready, you can hit play. We're also going to talk about helping verbs. We talked about helping verbs a couple of times already throughout this school year. Helping verbs are things like will and has, is, be, is, am, are, was, were, been, all those helping verbs. And all we're doing today, identifying the helping verbs in the sentences in 1 through 5, and then you're also identifying the main verb. So if you were to read the first sentence up here in the box, it reads, I will help you now. And you can see that the word will is the helping verb and it's bolded, and help is the main verb. So the helping verb in that example is will, and you're going to circle the helping verb, and the regular verb you're going to underline, or the main verb, is help, will help. The second one in the example box says he has visited London before. We can see that the helping verb is has, and has what? Visited. Okay? Trin is talking on the phone. Is your helping verb, and what is he doing? Is talking. Talking is your main verb, so underline that. So it says circle number 1 through 5, circle the helping verb, and underline the main verb. David is writing a report on the Boston Tea Party for school. Here's our helping verb is. David is what? David is writing, and writing is our main verb. When we look down at 6 through 8, it says write a helping verb to complete each sentence. And so this is where you're going to be using the will, has, is be, is, am, are, was, were, been. There's more than just those, but we're using will, has, and is right now. Tomorrow, David blank going to bring the book to school. Well, tomorrow, David is going to bring the book to school. And so you're just adding in a helping verb that best completes those sentences on 7 and 8. When you're finished with this, make sure you take a picture of your work, please. Attach it to the assignment, upload it into Teams, and turn it in. Thank you.